Hey, Shalom, Shalom, Akim. Uh, oh, wow. I'm looking at this story here. That's why I'm laughing. But first and foremost, call hello Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Ba'ashim Kakadash. Of course, once again, double honors go out to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, all right, who through the Holy Spirit continue to teach us His wisdom, truth, and knowledge, all right. This is Nam of the DC camp, and this is from Newsbreak. And like I said at the top, this is real funny because this is proof once again how the curses that were upon us, all right, they're being transferred, all right, as we speak. Wow, Deuteronomy 30 and 7, Jeremiah 30 and 16, all day long. It says, after FBI seizure of safe deposit boxes in Beverly Hills, no less, legal challenges mount. All right, these are people that, by all accounts, they were safe from the troubles that the rest of us, especially Jake, go through on a day-to-day basis. Wow. William, who wishes to conceal his identity, I bet you'll understand why when I read on. This is him here in the shadows. Wow. This is a retired flooring contractor was watching television one night last month when he saw a news report about federal agents raiding U.S. private vaults. A store in the Beverly Hills strip mall that let customers rent safe deposit boxes anonymously. Okay. Now, here's the thing. Because I grew up, I don't know about anyone else, but it was just my assumption that people just did this in banks. Why would you, it's all crooked, and in the end they're going to get what they want regardless. But wow. And you're going to see why I say this, because of what this guy lost. Here we go. It says he knew the place well. It's near his home, and for years he has rented a long, narrow box there to keep about $60,000 in cash, gold, and silver. It also contained the title certificate for his pickup truck. The 69-year-old man, this guy in the shadows here, who declined to be named because of privacy and safety concerns, said he has kept the stockpile of currency and precious metals since getting spooked by the 2008 financial crash. Also proving to you where it says you can go Zephaniah 1st chapter, you can go to James 5th chapter. Your money's not going to save you. And this guy, by all accounts, playing it safe, renting him, what he thought was secure, in order to store his wealth, all right, at least things that he could get a hold of immediately, all right, because the banks too got all kinds of regulations. It's your own money. I can understand why he did this, all right, but damn. Now we don't know what this is a result of. Either someone got pinched and for something else, and they said, well, fuck that, I know where certain things are being kept, whatever have you, so they just did a blanket, whatever. It says, he goes on to say, as a result of the 2008 financial crash, you never know what's going to happen the way the world's going today. That financial net vanished, at least for now, in the raid. And come on, you know how Esau is. He's going to draw this out, especially if it was Jake. It might be a couple of years or more, after filling out paperwork for this and that, and going through the, all the classic red tape, and some not so classic, all right? because they're going to put up firewalls of their own, extra shit, all right? Anytime it's, hey, you know how Esau rose when it comes to stealing wealth. It says, armed with a warrant, agents with the FBI and Drug Enforcement Administration pulled each of the store's several hundred boxes out of the walls and seized all the contents. It took 5 days to inventory everything and take it to an undisclosed warehouse. Prosecutors said drugs, weapons, and stacks of currency that drew the attention of drug-sniffing dogs were discovered. To reclaim property, here it is, get a load of this. To reclaim property, people must identify themselves to federal authorities and prove they are the rightful owners of the items. A bar that may prove challenging to clear when dealing with cash, gold, heirloom jewelry, and other undocumented items. You see how slick this devil is? Because he know, like some people, they might, in this case where it talks about heirlooms, that's passed down. Some people, come on now, they may not have paid state taxes or whatever have you, whatever kind of tax Esau got on this, inheritance taxes, whatever. All right. You see how crafty this devil is. And at the end of the day, it's no different than strong arming people, robbery. Wow. And other undocumented items. The raid has set off legal challenges from 5 box holders who say the government violated the Constitution's ban on unreasonable search and seizure. See, this is for you fools. I'm glad stuff like this happens because, the arrogant American that invests so much in believing in that piece of shit paper called the Constitution. All right, they'll hold that over the Holy Bible, the Scriptures, which doesn't surprise me since they have nothing to do with that anyway. All right, but my point being, that's how much stock they put in that damn piece of paper. The U.S. Constitution. But what these devils are doing, in case you hadn't picked up on it, they're rolling back all those so-called rights you thought you had. All right? Because at the end of the day, you're going to find out all your politicians, they're just puppets. It's the banksters that run this world. And those banking families, those elite banking families. President is a puppet, and all those under him. This is a corporation. This is about, and always has been, about acquiring wealth. And they put all these restrictions on people so you can never get to a point where you're on par with these elites. So let's go in here and see what we can find, because ultimately at the end of the day, the way things are going, we're being set up to be dependent solely on them. So, this indeed is heading toward a cashless society. It has to. That's prophecy. How else is Revelation 13:16 going to happen? And 17. Let's go to that real quick. See, if you're paying attention, this should scare you. All right. Let's go on to Revelation 13, verse 16. It says, and he causeth all. Let's pay particular attention to that word causeth. All right? How's he going to do that? This is Strong's G 4160.
Strong's G 4160. Poieo. Poieo.
All right. To make what? To prepare. All right. Render one anything. To make one do something. How is he going to do that? All right. How is he going to do that? By making sure you can't do the things that you can do with cash. See, you can, if you got a particular handy, well, even if you don't, I was going to say if you got a handy skill or trade, you can work under the table to make extra money that can't be taxed. They can't track you. They can't track what you do. But if this, and I should say when this goes cashless, everything goes digital, you can't get shit. You can't do shit without them being able to track you. You thought you were a slave before, wait till this passes. And that's this whole, what this whole COVID shit and all that's distracting the people so they can set up things the way they want. That's all this is. And people are so stupid and gullible out of just blind fear without saying, you know, let me check this for myself. You got everything in what they call a smartphone. It's a mini computer. This is what goes into willful ignorance. All right? And it's scary because we all get this, and it's like we're in one of those old episodes of the Twilight Zone. And you seeing these people walking down the street, no one around them with a damn mask on, or worse, in a car by themselves with 2 masks on. You motherfuckers are gone. You are through. But you know, that's a good thing too. Dangerous in the sense that these are going to be the people that fall for all this shit, and they're going to be the ones like rat us out. That we understand. But it's kind of funny too, because you see the people that believe so much in this fucking country that's done nothing. I'm talking about Jake. That's done nothing but fucked over them so much. That's a slave. All right, so we got that. Let's, sorry for my little rant, but wow. So they went and just took these people's shit. All right, let's get another one. Wow. So they got these warrants and shit, right? This is Isaiah chapter 10, verse 1. Woe or destruction unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. Now, don't know if any Jakes and all were involved in this, but this sets a dangerous precedent. Let's look up that word. Precedent as a noun. An earlier event, I use this on one of my latest videos. It says an earlier event or action that is regarded as an example or guide to be considered in subsequent similar circumstances. And I can only say this is a precedent, but you don't know what this devil really has. At least I don't. I have to admit, that's already on paper. So this, you know, me just being late, which is a good chance that is. I'm not, uh, don't have anything to do with Esau's law, all right, as far as going to school and learning all that, all right. But for someone to just go and just yank, you know, your shit without just cause, and then hold it hostage, and you having to prove that it's yours, all right, when you didn't break any law, or in other words, give them just cause to do what they did. So what makes this any different than when we were growing up? We were told about all these uh, countries, usually third world or communists, that did similar things, but in this, they were just slicker about doing it. That's all. I'm like, wow, they actually did this. Wow. Damn. Damn. It says, wow. U.S. District Judge R. Gary Klausner on Tuesday declined, that's an appropriate name, declined one customer's request for an emergency order that would have blocked prosecutors from using the box's contents as evidence in the investigation. It also would have stopped the FBI from requiring box holders to identify themselves as a condition of getting their valuables back. All right? So any wonder he's not going to stand in the way of that? Klausner, however, left open the possibility that the sweeping nature of the seizures violated the box renter's rights. Klausner's ruling came in the first of the 5 lawsuits filed by U.S. private vaults customers whose estimate there were 600 to 1,000 boxes. And damn, so it took them 5 days to go through all that. Damn. Prosecutors have argued in court filings that they are on solid legal footing, saying they can prove the company itself is a criminal enterprise and that most of the box holders were criminals hiding ill-gotten wealth. Whoa, hold up. I love that phrase, ill-gotten wealth. Talk about a hypocrite. This whole country, America, is a result of ill-gotten gains. That's how they got the world. Rape, robbery, murder, deceit. And you got the nerve, and I'm not defending these box holders. I figured there was more to this. But damn, looks like they were after the people who own this place. It says, but they also acknowledged in court records that innocent people had been swept up in the case. No charges have been filed against any of the store's customers. Good question. How do you separate or distinguish between those that are actually, crooks and those that... But see, that's the thing. It goes back to what I said earlier about this is all geared toward him making everyone dependent, all right? So now they're going to probably say, well, you got to pay taxes on... They're going to work out something. I mean, we know how wicked, evil, and, he's going to try to make something out of this. I'm talking about these devils. Legal scholars say the U.S. Attorney's Office in Los Angeles is testing constitutional restraints on the government's power to seize private property. This was a bottom executing a warrant at a business. What makes it different is that hundreds of customers had their own Fourth Amendment protected spaces and their safe deposit boxes. That's what makes this unusual. It's not just the business, it's also users storing their things, some engaging in criminal activity, others not, I assume. This is UC Berkeley law professor just stating this, all right? A federal grand jury indicted U.S. private vaults last month on 3 counts of conspiracy to distribute drugs, launder money, and structure cash transactions to dodge currency reporting rules. The indictment lists 4 unnamed people affiliated with the business as co-conspirators, but has not charged them. More charges could be filed later. So they just use this apparently as an excuse, alright, just go through everything. Let's see what falls out. Alright. In a court statement defending the seizure, FBI agent Catherine E. Bailey said agents searching the boxes found fentanyl, OxyContin, guns, gold bullion, and stacks of $100 bills. Some of the largest seized boxes each contained more than $1 million in cash, she said. Customers who sued the government said prosecutors had no right to seize the contents of their boxes because they had no evidence that would give them reason to suspect the customers were stashing contraband or committing some other crime. See, that's why I said they use that as an excuse to go in there and just go through everybody's shit. Let's see what we find, and then, we'll just come in on the back end to say this is the reason why we did it from the top. See, that's what this devil does. That's why you can never win. Alright? That's why Psalms 94:20 says he frameth mischief by law. Alright? It goes on to say, Jeffrey B. Isaacs, an attorney for one customer, accused prosecutors of trying to force people who want their property back to reveal their names to the FBI, subject themselves to criminal investigation, and prove they lawfully acquired what they stored in the boxes. And they know a lot of people aren't going to be able to it, so here goes a lot of office, party funds and, all this shit. That's what they do. This is just another means of, what's that called? Is it forfeiture? Wait a minute. Let's see. Forfeiture. What they do to forfeiture. Let's see. Seizure. Wait a minute. Let's see. Asset forfeiture. Okay. Form of confiscation of assets by the authorities. In the United States, it is a type of criminal justice financial obligation. It typically applies to the alleged proceeds or instruments of crime. Well, that's these devils. That's this nation of Edom as a whole. This whole world is got by that. So, see, that's why I love things like this, because at the end of the day, it proves just how much of a hypocrite these so-called white people are. Alright, and you just sit back and you're like, you know what? This is what's going to happen to you at the end of the day. Alright, the Most High is going to do this to you. Alright. Going on, it says, this is as illegal a search and seizure as I've ever seen, Isaac said. It's rather shocking. Which also leads me to believe that these are all Edomites it's being done to. They wouldn't be saying this if it was Jake. His client is identified in court papers by the pseudonym James Poe. The 4 others who have sued are also seeking to retain their anonymity: John Doe, Charles Coe, Michael Moe, and Richard Rowe. The retired Pico Robertson contractor has not sued, but tried to file a theft report with Beverly Hills Police, who refused to take it. Then you know all these motherfuckers work together. Alright? It is possible that the government's seizure and search of those other boxes violated the Fourth Amendment rights of their owners. but the request was far broader than necessary to protect Doe from harm. The court is still considering Doe's request for a preliminary injunction. Benjamin Gluck, his attorney, said the government scheme is manifestly unconstitutional. Alright, this is a big, what was a military expression? What, clusterfuck. Alright. Robert Former, senior attorney at the Libertarian Institute for Justice in Virginia, called the seizure of the boxes egregious. Those property owners have their own independent rights to be secured. Yeah, you know these are all Edomites, alright? This ain't no Jake, alright? Those property owners have their own independent rights to be secure in their persons and property. The government can't come in there and say just because the business allegedly did something wrong, those people are not entitled to the protections of the Fourth Amendment. See? So all this is the first comment goes into what I've been trying to say. Robert Hall, FBI just got a big payday. 90% of this will just disappear into FBI pockets. The people not willing to pay or let them steal their stuff will be the people that will be prosecuted with made-up charges. Duh, I can hand it right there. Drop the mic. Yep. And yet, Jake want to be the first ones to defend us. See, all this devil is being revealed for who and what he truly is. Alright? That's it for time's sake. I'm just, man, this is, wow. Like, it's like, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. Again, everybody's seeing this devil for what he truly is. This is a beautiful time, if for nothing else, to be alive just to see this. To see this devil being taken out of, you know, this veil, Isaiah 25:7 is being lifted. Alright? Beautiful. And he can't run, he can't hide. Alright, so I just wanted to bring this to the Akim and a few Aquas that are listening to your attention. Just another sign that, hey, this piece of shit is going down. And it's beautiful. So with that, hey, shalom.